There we go. There we go. We don't need to. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Audrey Live. We are live here on Facebook today, and thank you for all stopping in, or for those that are just coming on, checking out what we are doing here today. I'm Audrey DeYoung, and every other week we come to you live on Facebook and share with you things that are going on, perhaps in the industry or in our world, and also some sneak peeks into projects that will be taught at the Artwaves LIVE online Spring Show, which will be April 26th to May 1st. So we're excited about that as well. Again, thank you for joining us. Please post where you're from. We'd like to see where everybody's from out there, and get an idea what the demographic is and where people are located, and just say hi. I'm here near London, Ontario, and we are a cold but sunny day today here. I believe it's about -11, -12, and we potentially have a snowstorm coming in this afternoon. So. And into the evening. So hopefully not, that we'll have a great weekend coming through and some warmer weather. Last weekend, we were out at one of the local bushes here that a friend of ours owns, and we were tapping some trees. So we've started that maple syrup season, which is kind of exciting, going out and seeing syrup that's coming. I think we tapped 15 trees. Excuse me. And last night, I know my husband and son-in-law went out and they gathered 4 buckets full of sap. So this weekend, we will be doing the sap for sure. Make sure also you share and comment. And also, if you have any questions of myself or of the guests as we go along today, you certainly can do that as well. That we'll ask questions of our guests, and our live guests today are Debbie Eckmeer and Liz Garcia. And again, they are 2 extremely talented artists that will be teaching for us at the Artwaves Live Online Spring Show. Also, if you've missed any of the shows, or you just want to see what some of the teachers are doing, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Pin It Canada, and there you'll see all our past shows. So you can check out some of the things that they've been doing and that they've been up to. Oh, sorry about that. There goes the phone. Anyway, yesterday, as many of you know, was what they call Pink Shirt Day. And Pink Shirt Day's mission is to create a more kind, inclusive world by raising awareness and funds for anti-bullying initiatives. The original event was started in 2007 by 2 grade 12 students, David Shepard and Travis Price of Berwick, Nova Scotia, who bought and distributed 50 pink shirts after a 9th grade student was bullied for wearing a pink shirt on his first day of school at Central Kings Rural High School in Cambridge, Nova Scotia. Building healthy relationships is one of the best ways to prevent bullying and create safe environments. Pink Shirt Day aims to reduce bullying by celebrating diversity in all forms and supporting workplaces, communities, and schools to be safe, supportive, welcoming, and inclusive of all people. My daughter shared a video, just a quick little video yesterday, and I just thought it might be appropriate to share that here with you as well. It's called Pink Shirt Day Anti-Bullying. So I'm just going to get it on my screen here and share it with you, so that it's just like I said, it's a very quick video, and then you can see a little bit of what it's all about.
Did you know a boy or girl can make a difference in this world? Yes, stop! When you see bullying, tell a grown-up and you'll be helping. I want to help when someone's hurting. I will do my best this world. You yelled stop! When you saw bullying, you told a grown-up, and now you're helping. I want to help when someone's hurting. I will do my best to stop bullying.
So just thought that was really interesting, and it's neat from a child's point of view, but I know a lot of us deal with bullying, or many people in the workplace, in their private spaces, and just in general in business or everyday events. So it's just a reminder that Pink Day and every day, let's just try to be kind. It's back to that kindness thing. You know, is just being kind to others is just really a great thing to be. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that a minute. It was just kind of on my mind yesterday. I was going to wear pink, and I had pink on yesterday, and then today I went up and I kind of was short with getting ready today, so I forgot to put my pink shirt back on. So, but yes, let's just all remember that. So. Today, our first guest is Debbie Eckmeer. She's from Kitchener, Ontario. She always loved crafting, painting, and acrylics for over 35 years now. She started when she could barely find supplies in Ontario. And at one point, Debbie was teaching pretty much full-time in her basement home studio. Then we hit a bit of a downturn, and I remember we all kind of went through that. She said she homeschooled her 3 boys for 10 years, always working on improving and learning her painting skills. Debbie tried her hand at just about everything: oils, watercolor, scratch art, color pencil, batik. She loves to paint florals, wildlife, and still life. She says she personally leans towards realism, but although for paint parties, she started that during the pandemic, as well as kids' paint parties. It grew really quickly, and then she ran out of paint. So she's still offering paint parties once or twice a month, and hopefully we'll start a membership in the future. And like so many other things, it will bring a whole new crop of painters out there for us. So let me just bring Debbie on here. Also, she wants to continue her painting, and she'd love to see painting become a thriving pastime yet again like it was in the 80s and 90s. Hello, Debbie. I see her. Are you there, Debbie? Let's see. She's there, but she's not there. Oh, there we go.
It's just all those little pop-ups that have to be answered before you can actually get on here. Hi, Audrey. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Debbie?
I'm good.
Perfect.
I have a dog down here that's complaining though. So if you hear some whining, he just wants something. I don't know what.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're so glad to have you on the show today and sharing things that you've been doing, and also sharing some of your projects for the Artwaves online show as well. So what are some of the things that you're working on right now and through all of this?
Yeah, through the pandemic, I've been doing some things that are more techie than painting. I have done a lot of painting, but I've been spending a lot of time doing tech stuff. So first of all, I learned how to do online paint parties. And so I have a community on Facebook that's called Keepsakes Art Studio with my name, Debbie Eckmeer, painting parties and stuff. If you just look up Keepsakes Art Studio, you'll find it. But
Perfect.
There are lots of paint parties on there that people can just do for free.
Yeah.
And lately I've been trying to build my website, and it's going very, very slowly. So my website, you can go to it and you can download a freebie, but I have to send it to you manually because I just don't have it all connected yet. So
no problem.
Not a tech person. So anyway, yeah, and I've been designing a lot of pattern packets lately. Some of them are beginner ones and some of them are more advanced. So in both acrylics and watercolor. So
Oh, good,
It's keeping
good.
me out of trouble. And I've done a little bit of teaching for the Hamilton Art Guild, so
Yeah, yeah.
decorative painting guild. So it's been
Oh,
fun.
perfect. Now with the paint parties and the online stuff, do you find like you're getting people, local people, or does it kind of broaden out a little bit because of
No,
that?
I do have some local people. I noticed they were local as I got them into my group. But most of them, like I even have people in India and Pakistan watching me. So
Wow.
it's amazing. There's at the beginning when everybody was so bored, Facebook was very nice to me and sent tons of people my way. So I now have like 3,000 people that I'm connected with to
Wonderful.
do paint parties. Of course, they don't all see what I'm doing because Facebook only shows a little bit
Yeah.
to a little bit of your audience. But yeah, we're having fun. I do probably 1 or 2 a month, and they're free. And then I'm going to be doing some paid classes as well on my website.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Just getting the word out there, right?
Yep. Yep.
Perfect. Perfect. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about some of the classes that you are going to be teaching at Artwaves, and maybe I'll just, are you going to show them from there, or do you want me to add your iPhone?
No, yeah, if you, we'll see if you can see them from here. Yeah.
Okay. And then when we go
Okay.
to your demo, I'm just going to pin you a minute. And then when we go to your demo, then we'll bring in the old iPhone.
Okay. So the first one here is my loon in Killarney. And this was a photo that my husband took when he was on one of his many canoe trips. And on this painting, you're going to learn how to do ripples in the water and reflections. And of course, that loon, which is fun. We're also going to learn how, like, we're going to talk about how ripples and things work with reflection from the sky. And we're going to talk about the reflection of the loon and how that works. And then we're going to use extender or retarder to do some of those ripples in the front of the pictures. So you'll learn how to use that medium as well. And we're just using regular Deco Art paints. I did paint it the first time in Traditions, but you can use the regular Americana. And the first painting here I did small, so it's 8 by 10. But I think for the class, we're going to do an 11 by 14, which is just a little bit bigger. And it will be a lot easier to do all the little bits and pieces.
Wonderful. That looks
all
beautiful.
The markings and stuff. So it's one of my favorite paintings I've ever done. So, and I did it long enough ago. Paul did see it. So he was all oohing and awing over it when I got it done.
Oh, that's
so,
special.
Yeah. So the next one we're going to do, just let me get my thing here so I don't forget anything. The next one we're going to do is Fiddlehead Ferns. And I've done this on watercolor paper, and it is pen and ink. And this one also, we're going to do a lot larger. It's going to be an 8 by 10 instead of a 6 by 8, basically. And it's done with pen and ink, they call it. And it's just done with Pigma pens, Pigma micron pens of different sizes. So you'll get to learn how to build the volume of the stems and things. And then we're going to do a lot of shading and highlighting with the pens. We're going to do different strokes like cross hatching and stippling to build the shadows up. And I did it lately just in black and white. So it's pretty effective in just black and white too, if you don't want to add the watercolor. But we're going to show you a couple of different ways to add color to it, just to emphasize the pen work if you want to add some color. So that's that one. And then the last one I'm going to do is the watercolor cards. Oh, I should probably tell you when those are. So the loon is on, let's see. The loon is on Saturday, April 30th from 3 to 7. And the Fiddlehead Ferns is on Thursday, the 28th from 10 till 2. So those are 4-hour classes, and there'll be a break in the middle. So one day we'll have to stop for supper or lunch. Okay, and so the next ones that I'm doing in the catalog, I had the photocopies of the cards that I made. I already sent these cards out to somebody, but I had put the pictures in. So there's some different flowers that we're going to do. And what we do is just basically very simple watercolor blob flowers and shapes. And then we outline them with the pen and make them into, you know, really nice cards. So I thought I'd do a little demo of like one flower today. So if you want to switch me over to the other,
Bring in your iPhone there.
Yep.
And see if
And
we
it's
can...
recording. I think I have to do a little adjustment here. Whoops, it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
I don't want to, yeah, it's being recorded, so I have to check
There
the
we
box. Okay, and now we gotta adjust the camera again, and it's, there we go. I had this all set up, but let's see, there's the paper we're gonna work on. Can you see that? A lot of shadows
Yes.
today.
Yeah, I can see it. Looks good.
Okay. I have a lot of shadows right here. So, okay, so
Okay, but hold on. For some reason on Facebook, it's showing you. It's not showing. That's really strange.
you've got my iPhone one up?
Yeah. That's what I see on the Zoom here, but I don't see. I wonder if you have to talk. Hold on, because it's
I have to switch. I have to
Yes.
switch the voice around. Okay, just hold on for a sec till I turn myself off and then back on again. Turn that
Okay,
off.
let's.
And I'm going to turn that on.
There we go. Technology, eh? Now it's working. I do see just on Facebook and on my Zoom, I do see your piece. So I think we're okay, Debbie. Can you hear me, Debbie?
Can you hear me, Audrey?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Barely. And
Okay.
it's saying that I'm turned off.
No, you're fine.
Muted on. Okay.
Yeah. We can hear
It
you
says
and we
I'm-
can see your project piece in the middle. So we're
Okay.
good to go.
So I'm just going to talk. It says I'm muted on my phone, but whatever. Okay, so for this project, you can just use any kind of watercolors. You could even use inexpensive watercolors from Michael's, you know, the little kids kinds. And it doesn't matter that it's professional or not, because these cards are going to be basically a one-shot deal, and then you send them out and they're gone, right? Somebody might like to put them on an easel or something when they get them, but they're not meant to be permanent art, right? And it's going to be a very beginner piece. So I'm just going to get some paint out on my palette. I don't think you can see my palette in the shot. Let's move that over. So I just have some really pretty, I think that's permanent rose, and then some alizarin crimson. And I like to mix the two colors together to get a bright pink, but not too hugely over glaring. And when I made these the first time, I made them with like rusts and oranges and stuff, but that was in the fall. So I thought I'd make some pink ones today. So you don't start with a pattern, you just put your brush down. This is a large brush, and then you lift up and you're just making blobs on the paper, sort of in the shape of a petal. And you can have puddles in the, like, you'll have enough water in your brush that it forms puddles like that. And basically just painting real simple little flowers. And then we're gonna take, let's see, that's my light. That is binging. That's not the right color. It's not strong enough. Here, I'm going to have some magenta, and I'm going to take some magenta while it's wet and just blob some magenta in the base of the petals. And I'll let that sit for a minute, let watercolor do its thing. It just all blends right out, and that's what watercolor is supposed to do. So very loose
So
painting.
cool how it just does
I'm going to get some green, and you can change to a smaller brush if you want, but I just like to get right up on the tips of my bristles and draw in a stem, and then I'm going to do a leaf with 2 strokes. And you can leave a little bit of white in the middle for a vein, or you can fill it in. And then I just add some extra paint, grab some heavier pigment so that it doesn't move as much, and then just dab that in for the vein line. And there you have it. That's a little flower. Now, on my original paintings, I did blob flowers, and then I went around with the pen and just drew in the petals really loosely. So you don't even have to go like right against the yellow. You can go outside the edges and, you know, make wiggly petals and then do the little strokes on the inside. If this was dry, I would do it for you, but it's not dry. So I just did this one on a little key tag, like, what do you call it? Lapel that you use for putting on gifts, like gift tag, right?
Yep.
And
Gift tag.
I fancied it up by doing a couple of rows of real thin lines around the outside edge. So that's it. The one painting that I did, I just put some really light pink all the way around the outside edge to put a border on it. And you can leave it just plain like this, or you can add the pen marks and make it that kind of design. So we're going to do several flowers. We might do some trees and some landscape, whatever we have time for. But it's really, really simple painting, and we learn a little bit about color mixing, picking out the right colors so that you don't get mud and things like that. So that's it.
Perfect. You're just going to put us back. Oh. There we go. That's awesome. It looks beautiful.
Good.
Very nice. So just amazing how that watercolor just soaks it in and blends it for you. You don't have to do any of the shading or blending or anything.
Yeah, it's fun. And you know, the thing with watercolor is if you don't like what you get, just move on. It's only paper.
It's only paper. Exactly.
It's only paper.
Perfect. Well, you can check Debbie out again, any of her classes on Facebook at Keepsake Art Studio. And I'm sure they can send a message there to you as well. And if there's interested in any of the classes or have any questions, they can contact you. And they can sign up for the classes at on our website, coast to coast c2cevents.com. So thank you again, Debbie, for being with us, and take care. Have a
Thanks
great
for
day.
having me.
All right.
Hope to see you in the classes.
There
All
you
right.
go. Perfect.
Bye.
Thank you. Yep. Bye-bye. Oh, that was neat. I love watercolor. I need to try it again. I tried it years ago and wasn't very successful in it, but I don't think I was patient enough at that time for it. So I really need to, because it's just such a neat medium to work with. And yeah, it just kind of does its own thing, and everybody's is different, but they're just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, thank you, Debbie, again, for showing us that and for being part of the show today. It was just great to have you on and to learn a little bit about you and about what you're doing there at Keepsake. Our second guest today is Liz Garcia, and she's from Mississauga, Ontario. She's a mom of 2 girls and grandma of 2 amazing boys. And she started doing ceramics, she says, in 1986. And she graduated from Hamburg College as an RPCT, a registered professional ceramic teacher. I did not know that. Very interesting, Liz. That is really cool. She started decorative painting in 1989 after meeting Maureen McNaughton at a ceramics show. That being said, she was her first teacher and inspired her love of stroke work that she still does today. There's not much that she has not tried. She loves oils, watercolors, pencil crayons, but always comes back to acrylics and stroke work. She started teaching in her basement in 1987 and never looked back. She built her studio in 2006, so she was able to stay home, work, and still be there for her children. She is a helping artist with deco art and loves using the Dynasty brushes, which is, I think a lot of us use like the Dynasty brushes. Anyway, welcome, Liz. Welcome, Liz. She's also a member of Hatta and Harborside painting groups and teach at both of them. And she's also done some team building classes for corporations. The last group she had was 63 people. Are you there, Liz? Oh, I can kind of see her too. She must be going through the same thing that Debbie did. The yes, 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 no, no. That's really kind of neat, but strange all at the same time. Also, oh yes, she also says that the last 2 years she started quilting and she's completed 4 quilts and now she has 2 more tops done. It's all art and she loves it. So hi, Liz. Ah, there we are. Did you
Hi
have the
there.
same thing as Debbie? You had to answer a bunch of questions
No,
or not? Oh, okay. There we go.
no.
Just on you came. There we go. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. It's great.
Yeah, wonderful to get to know people a little bit better and share a little bit about the projects that you guys are teaching. So kind of interesting and sneak peek, right? So to speak. So
Mhm.
so what are some of the things that you've been doing? Like, is there something that's, I guess I kind of was going to ask what is a positive thing or something that's happened in the last year or two that a little bit different in your personal life or your business life?
Well, with COVID, it has been really good in some ways and not so good, of course, in others. But the amount of learning and teachers who've come online, on Facebook, on Zoom, teaching, demoing for free, it has been amazing. I have learned so much with people that I would otherwise never be able to attend a class with them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that has been very, very positive.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, there's just so much. I know 2 years ago when this all started, there wasn't a lot. There was a few things online, but not a lot. And yeah, it certainly has grown and grown in leaps and bounds. And it's kind of neat to have that ability to take classes in all different types of mediums and all different types of crafts and from all different people. It's kind of cool. You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So when did you start quilting? Did you just do this recently, like in the last 2 years or?
No, I started about 4 years ago slowly. And in the last 2 years, I've completed 4 quilts, one for each of my grandsons, and my daughter who's out west now got one. I think her next move is to Iceland. She's just been accepted at the university there.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, we travel with her.
And right
so
now, is she in Alberta or BC?
No, now she's out on Vancouver Island.
Oh, Vancouver
In
Island.
Comox.
Okay.
Yep. She's out of the military, so now she's sort of finding her place, and so she wants to do some more studying to move on.
Oh, good.
But yeah,
Good for
no,
her.
the painting's not come easy. I've done more quilting, but I tend to paint small, so I do things like pins. I don't know if there we go, little brooches.
Cool. Oh, that's
And
so
I do a
nice.
lot of them for Christmas, and then these are my random acts of kindness. So I
Ah,
give a lot of them away. And I also do a lot of Christmas ornaments because we do for the Meals on Wheels. So that's just one of them. I just do random things. And we didn't get together at our last Hatta meeting, so I carried them with me and I handed out Christmas ornaments, which were very well received. So yeah, we've done a lot of those for Hatta and Harborside. We both do them.
yeah, that's neat. And they're both wonderful groups. I know I've come to a couple of meetings and just a wonderful bunch of ladies that like to come together and share their talents and paint and chit chat and coffee and everything else. You guys have a pretty good, well-run, oiled machine there. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Just hard not being together now, and that's now been postponed until possibly September. So I hope it all comes back together.
Yeah. That's certainly one thing I know online is great and we get to see each other and do things together, but it's still not the same as kind of being together in person. Yeah,
Absolutely.
it will come. It will come.
It will.
Anyway, do you want to maybe show a little bit of information, first of all, on the classes that you're going to be teaching? I
Sure.
can kind of, are you doing it from that camera or you want to flip to the
Can
iPhone?
we go to the iPhone?
Yep, I will
We'll
bring
have
it
to see
in.
how the voice works again.
Let's see how it goes. There we go.
Okay. Are we there? Nope. Okay, got it.
Oh, there we go. And then I'm going to spotlight it. Yay, it worked.
Okay.
Now your
so
piece seems
this-
to be, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect, Liz. That's awesome.
Sort of. Okay, so
Sort of.
that's the 4-hour class. It's class 105, Wednesday from 5 to 9. I've done it on a 5x7. It can be done on an 8x10. Surface of choice. And for beginners, something smooth is always easier. And then my second class is, again, a very beginner stroke work pansies, class 2 to 15 on Thursday from 3 to 5. So in both of these, I will be talking a lot about paint consistency, how to load your brush, and pulling of strokes, and we will do practicing. So I will be sending out 2 different patterns. I've sort of traced them out on here. So one has the full size of the comma stroke, and one is going to have just the little T's. They are far more liberating when you're trying to pull a stroke because you're not concerned about the size and have I gotten within the lines, full well knowing you can erase them. Brushes that I use are mostly Dynasty Black Gold, and they are long liners, 2 liners and rounds. We will be doing some strokes with a flat brush. It's different, but that was, what was originally used in stroke work and in a lot of the Russian florals were flat brushes. The rounds are easier and people find it easier. And I'll pull in a few strokes just to show you the difference when you're working with I'm being bad, with the full pattern and the commas drawn in, as opposed to just the T's, which are far more liberating when you're working. So let me pull my paint over here. So when loading the brush, you always wet it and press out all the water on your paper towel, and you need to fully load the brush. And my paint seems a little thin today. That's okay. So when I'm pulling in and I have too much paint and I've got the round thing, I'm thinking, oh no, I've got to stay right inside that detail. And that's not perfect. When I just have a T, it's far easier because I know that that little top is where I'm starting. And then I'm pulling in towards the stem without touching it. These aren't very nice, and that's okay. That's part of a beginner class. And what we will be learning is how to fix all that. I'll also go into more detail when we're doing both of the classes. These are basic strokes with not a lot of embellishing or refinement. This one has a little bit of lining around the outside just to pop the leaves and some liner work. But I will show you so that you can, if you wish to add more detail, more elements, you can take this to the next level afterwards on your own. I think that's all I was going to talk about.
The colors are so vibrant. I just love them.
Colors are also going to be an option. I will have listed the colors that I've used. If people aren't into purple like I am, and I just happen to be totally purple that day, you can do blues, you can do pinks, you can do a mauve. You can choose your colors. When you're choosing them, you just want to sort of lay them out, make sure they work together. And one thing that I want to say, it's a pleasure to be with Artwaves, and it's fabulous to reach students far and wide, many that would not otherwise be able to attend in person. And I always recommend students base coat their service. Don't just get a piece of black paper or cardboard that's black, because it's harder to try and fix issues afterwards. So you want to keep everything base coated, 2-3 coats. And as I say, I will be sending out a couple of different variations on the pattern and suggesting they use the one with the T. It does make things more easy for them. And I don't know what else to say. I think that's about it.
Well, I was just going to say,
look
there's a couple
forward to it.
comments here.
Okay.
Georgia asked, will there be a line drawing? So if they register, what type of pattern? They get a line drawing of the?
They will for sure get line drawings. Oh, and one other thing I did want to show. For practicing, so this is just the one I worked from. And if people want to practice, I used to always base coat just an extra piece of cardboard and put the design on it. Because if you're just pulling in strokes randomly, they could be any size or shape. But if you're working within the size of your pattern, you're getting practice. The other thing you could do is get a clear piece of plastic, put that over your design, and then you can pull your strokes in on that. And that will show you where you're at and that you're at the right size. So it's another way to practice. And I used to do that, but then I thought, oh, I'm wasting time because this all gets erased. So then I started base coating a second piece that could always be framed if it turned out well. And it usually did pretty good because I wasn't nervous about it because it was just a trial piece.
Yeah.
So yeah, for practice, you have 2 pieces base coated, pattern on. And if you want to just use your practice piece during class, because you never do your best work when you're following along. Or you can practice something like this. You can even put your pattern in a page protector. That's another great way if you don't have, plastic available. I've worked some elections, so I kind of get some extra little things.
Or you could also do it on paper, right? You could do your second one just on paper, and then if it turns out it's a card or it's or will that not do the same thing?
It's a little harder because if you're just on paper, the paper is going to suck the paint very quickly. So you're not going to get that smooth finish, or it's not going to pull in as nicely.
Yeah.
You can try. I mean, everything is possible. I've done on paper. I've done it on ceramic. I've done wood. I've done, matte boards, which are a great, inexpensive thing to do. I've done them on canvas. I just taught at Harborside, and we did this little heart, which is on the cover of my page, and this is on canvas.
Oh, nice. So beautiful.
I do it on canvas. I do them up differently as ornaments as well. And these are just coasters that get base coated. So if you can get your hands on coasters, they're great. And that's what all my ornaments are. They're lightweight. They can be shipped easily. So I will give lots of tips and tricks. And in the bio that I sent you last night, because I tend to think of things when I'm trying to go to sleep. When I took the course at Humber College, the ceramic course, we didn't use, and it wasn't advocated, any one specific brand of paint or anything. I mean, I totally used Deco Art here, but in the ceramic world, there were back then many different, sorry about the phone, many different products and companies, which I did learn about all of them and was certified in all of them. But by doing the course, we used what worked. So we weren't restricted to one specific thing. I mean, Deco Art covers every gamut of everything, which is phenomenal. But that, I think, freed me up to try and to use different products, mediums, surfaces, you name it.
Oh,
So
good.
yeah, so I look forward to teaching.
I've kind of heard that ceramics is having a comeback. Have you heard that that people are starting to do ceramics again?
They are somewhat. I haven't done a lot of it in a long while. I haven't fired my kiln in a couple of years, but I do have a lot of bisque, which is wonderful to work on because it needs no prep. It's base coat and go. Once you base coat with our acrylics, you've sealed it. So you don't have to do anything else with it. Yeah, Christmas trees. I don't even have one, and I used to make many of them. So,
I
I
was
may
going to
buy
remove this.
one. I don't know.
I was going to put us back together here so that
Okay.
everybody can see your face that we're chit-chatting here.
That's not always the best, but okay.
Well, it's funny because I've seen it, and I mean, I haven't seen a lot of ceramics out there at places or anything like that. But
Mhm.
I have heard that, people are starting to do ceramics. I see Debbie puts on there, yes, a lot more. So obviously in Debbie in her
Yes.
area too, that she's heard that more people are starting to go back to this. I used to paint ceramics. I loved it. Actually, when I taught a couple of my beginner classes, we did a ceramic balloon, and
Mhm.
I still have, I think I probably painted 10 of those things because everybody kept saying, oh, can you paint me one?
Well, this is one that I taught at Artwaves once.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Which is a tea light candle holder. Now I have these molds, and they come in 3 sizes, and
Yeah.
I've done various things on those. They were actually not in black with designs, but the 3 sizes were the centerpieces for my daughter's wedding.
Oh,
And then little
neat.
flowers around. They were just beautiful.
Yeah.
They are coming back. I do still have a lot, but it's not an easy job, and people balk at the cost, and that's why it went out, because when dollar stores came in and you could buy a bathroom set for $4, the cup, the soap dish, they weren't going to come and pay you $2 for a piece of greenware and then have to paint it and have it fired and glazed, and it just didn't make sense. So I think now with COVID, people are coming back to wanting to do things themselves.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Brenda says, funny how many of us started in ceramics. And Bella says that she did lace drapings and still have many, many molds. So what's that? Lace drapings?
Lace draping is you have your bisque. Bela works in porcelain, and I have done porcelain. That was part of the course. We also did that. And I've done lace draping with acrylics on bisque, and you use fabric stiffener.
Yeah.
It's not as fragile because when you do porcelain, you're using cotton, pure cotton lace. You dip it in the porcelain, and then you drape it and wrap it around the skirt of a doll or whatever. Then it gets fired. And when it's fired, that cotton burns off, and all you're left with is that thin porcelain film, which is extremely easy to break and very, very fragile. Plus porcelain, every color you put on has to be fired separately. So if any two colors are touching or overlapping, which is where the cost comes in, because one little porcelain doll might have 5 or 6 or 7 firings, depending on how many colors are put on there. So yeah,
very,
so doing
very
it
complicated.
Acrylic is definitely easier, looks amazing, not as fragile, and more attainable for everybody.
Perfect. Yeah, it looks like everybody did Debbie's done, and Joyce, there's a few of them there said they've done lace draping. So I had never heard of that before. So that's very interesting.
Well, Maureen McNaughton began in ceramics. That was her beginnings.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was going to pull it down. I'm not going to reach up there now. I will during classes though, and show the very first little wooden clog, but in ceramic, that I painted when her book came out in 1989, Back to Basics. I thought, I can do this. So I painted that. Well, it's here to show that you can improve.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Liz, for joining us. It's been very informative and just great to see a little sneak peek and some of the classes that you're doing. And we're just looking forward to having you with us again as well. So
thank you for having me. Have a
all right. Take care.
Everyone. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow, it was very interesting. I certainly learned a lot today. I'm sure you did too. Ceramics. I think a lot of us obviously did ceramics. I see quite a few of you here that said that definitely that was something that you did in the past. So it's kind of a neat thing. It's nice. It's, tin, ceramics. There's so many different things to paint on. So definitely lots of things that you can try out. So so I just wanted to kind of mention again, we don't have an actual catalog because it's all online. I think that's straight. The Artwaves Live online spring show, virtually by Zoom, April 26th to May 1st. you go to our website, c2cevents.com, and at the top, there's little tabs. Just click on the Artwaves Spring Show tab. And there down will come a catalog, and you can register online. And it's just a great way, a great affordable way to take classes from many, many teachers from all over the place. And so like Liz said, a lot of teachers that you possibly would never be able to take classes from. It's just a great opportunity, I think, for people, for us to see what the artists out there have available, and to, we can't get together, so this is the next best thing, having a convention right on the computer. So if you want more information on that, you can email me or message me or give me a call, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you again, Liz and Debbie, for being on the show today and sharing all your talents with us. Has just been great. Really look forward to having you and hearing about your classes as well. So our next show is March 10th, and our guest that day will be Pamela Kearns, and she's doing, I believe, 3 jewelry classes, 4 jewelry classes. She's got a bracelet, a couple of bracelets and earrings. So that's really kind of neat, you know, so you can take your painting classes, but then you can try something new, and that's what it's all about. It's about coming and taking something new, and you can use the supplies that you have. For so many years, we had people say, can't I bring my own supplies to the show? I've got, you know, my own paint, my own brushes, my own wood pieces. Now you can. I think maybe a lot of you haven't realized that when you went to a show before, you had to pay for the supplies. You also paid for the pattern packet. The way that it works with the online is the fee includes the pattern packet. So the extra money that we would have had from that class fee to pay for those classrooms now goes directly to the teacher to pay for that pattern packet. So hopefully that help some of you. I had a couple of questions over the last couple of weeks about the fees. Why did the fee not change? And that's why that extra money that we had within that class fee that went to pay for the classroom now pays, we pay that to the teacher, and that helps offset. It doesn't pay 100% for that pattern packet. The teachers have graciously allowed us to include that pattern packet at a reduced rate. So, but you get the pattern packet for free as part of your registration. Also, the $89 registration fee covers basically the cost of running a business. That $89 registration fee covers all of our administration costs, our costs of doing the catalog, of the website, of just the bills, the day-to-day bills of running a business. They never did pay for the hotel. The fees that pay for the hotel was the trade show. So we don't have a hotel, we don't have a trade show. So, you know, that kind of is a wash. So that's why the registration fee is still in effect, because that pays for the running of our business, the administration. If we did not have that, we certainly could not run the show. So just wanted to clarify a few things there for those that have asked those questions. I thought, well, there's a few that have asked, so I'm sure there's many out there that haven't asked, but they were just wondering. So in other words, you know, it's still an extremely affordable way to take many classes. And we did expand the show over the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days, plus the special event on the Tuesday night. So that way you can take more classes over for the same registration fee. If we would have been at the hotel, it probably would have, you know, cost you more, because you would have to stay an extra night and an extra day of food, where now, you know, you can take as many classes as you want over those days and for the same fee. So hopefully that is an explanation to many of you out there. And again, if you have any questions at all or any concerns, please just give me a call or send me a message. I want it to be a great experience for everybody. And we want to continue this. And the only way we can continue doing the online shows for now is for you to register and participate. I'm not sure about shows going back to in-person at this point in time. Obviously, for the spring show, Fanshawe College was not allowing anybody to from outside come in. and we've been in contact with the Olds College. And they are basically saying the same thing, that at this point in time, nobody can come on campus. They're not renting their rooms to outside groups. It's only for the students that go to the school, the teachers that go to the school, but no outside groups can rent space. And many hotels, we've kind of looked into a couple of different venues and things like that. And many of the different venues, their pricing has become quite a bit more, which in turn would mean that we would have to charge more. And I think that would be a difficult pill to swallow for many to have to pay more to come to the show. So not quite sure what's going to happen to in-person shows at this point in time. But so let's just enjoy what we have, enjoy the online shows, and able to see each other, spend time together, and learn together. So other than that, again, I was kind of on a rampage there. I was introducing who's going to be on the show on March 10th, and I just kind of went. That happens a lot. I apologize. So on the show on March 10th is Pamela Kearns and the one and only Lana Lamb. Many of you know Lana Lamb, and many of you know Pamela Kearns. So we're looking forward to having both of them on the show and learn a little bit about them and about the project that they're going to be teaching at Artwaves Live Online Spring Show. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you for my two guests, Debbie and Liz, and everybody, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you on March 10th on Audrey Live. Thank you. Bye-bye.